In the event of a water damage emergency, call PuroClean of Cenla.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? Tuesday morning here. We like the good mornings there. Got to do that. See some of the usual suspects out there. I believe Mom is having breakfast with my aunt, so she is excused for today. But, still looking pretty calm out there. Not seeing a ton going on. You can see the cameras above my head. We're not showing them like on the main show because the hard drive is still fried, but it seems like we're making progress. So I'm guessing it's here at some point. We'll see. All right, so radar showing storms to the north. Actually, several tornado warnings going on up here around Springfield, Missouri. That line of storms progressing onto the east. Severe thunderstorm watch way up north. So if you are heading to Branson, it'll be through by the time you get there. So that's what we're looking at up north. Now, closer to home, mid-70s, upper 70s, from about 73 to 79 degrees right now across the state. It's just your typical late April morning out there. Not much to really dress that up with. We do have some breeze there, about 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's on your gust, your what is it? Sustained. There we go. Sustained wind's going to be about 10 to 12 miles per hour. So not the worst day to be outside on the water if that is in your plans. Going to keep wind gusts up over 10 overnight tonight, so they're not going to completely shut down. Mid 80s and upper 80s for highs today, depending on how much sun you see. I think we'll see a decent amount of sunshine, so it's probably looking like upper 80s for most. Now, yesterday, we talked about a possible severe weather outbreak up north. It didn't happen. I mean, we had some storms up there. We had some severe storms, but certainly not the outbreak that was being forecasted. So that is some great news up that way. Of course, we don't like being wrong, but I was just kind of looking from afar here. I focus on this little square down here. It's why when sometimes people will send me a Storm Chasers post and there's this giant circle across the middle of America and it says, big news coming next week, tornado outbreak. And I'm like, yeah, that way if 3 tornadoes happen, they're right. I have to forecast for this little tiny rectangle over Louisiana. So that's what we do down here. And you can see that today it's looking pretty darn good. Now, storms up in the Great Lakes down through Texas, but for us, it looks like we are pretty tranquil. Now, a lot of times I'll talk about a piece of energy coming out, and this is a real good illustration of that, so I wanted to show you. Here's your jet stream buckling down over Baja there, down here toward Los Angeles, in the Four Corners. You see that upper feature there. Now, watch what happens here. As I put this in motion, you're going to see a little piece of that kick out, and you can kind of see what's happening here. We go into Thursday, and there's that main trough lags out back, but here is the little piece of energy that's going to come through and kick off some storms. Now, until this thing gets through, we're going to keep rain chances up, and that's going to keep us up at least through Friday and maybe even into Saturday. So let's take a look on the GFS, see what happens here. GFS keeps us kind of dry Thursday morning. I disagree. I think we're going to see at least some scattered, weakening storms coming through. And then Thursday evening, we get another round of storms to come through. If we do it again on Friday, then it's questionable on Saturday, but you can see at least something going on there, especially over the southern part of the area. So we'll be watching that and see how that front hangs up. Then our next system, it's going to try to get out this way. This thing looks like it's going to cut off, and that, of course, plays havoc with the models because it's like, where exactly does it cut off and stall out, and then when does it reopen, and when does it move on? And so timing these things can be difficult. So we'll be watching it, and we'll see how that positions itself for us next week. But for right now, again, I'm not seeing any giant threats for severe weather. So let's go backwards. I usually like to show the shorter inversion to show you what's happening soon, but this one's going to be in Thursday morning. So you're going to see nothing going on until Thursday morning. But here's why I'm kind of thinking we get some storms in here. As that initial boundary works into the area, it looks like we'll at least see some scattered storms. Again, these are kind of weakening. I know there's some scary little dots in there, but that's not a real strong signal for severe weather, at least not what I'm seeing right now. So Thursday morning could see some rain. Thursday afternoon, we do it again. And then I think Friday afternoon, we do it yet again. About a half an inch to 2 inches overall with storms. Someone's going to see more than that. So isolated higher totals. Again, we had a setup last week where we had 7 inches of rain near Lafayette and New Iberia. We had nothing in parts of Vermilion Parish. So 'tis the season for crazy shifts across short distances. Good chance for rain Thursday and Friday. It does start to back off by Saturday. So chances do come down there. Saturday and Sunday looking pretty good. Low 80s, near 80 for highs. Look at these lows though in the upper 50s as that front sinks to the south. If it sinks all the way south on Saturday, we'll be able to knock those rain chances down a bit more. But for now, we're going to keep an eye on things. Now, it's going to be warm. Again, the joke is going to be it's going to be warm for the next 5 months. So we're just going to have to get used to me saying that until, a month from now, I'll say 4 months. But It's going to be warm, so slightly above normal, which typically would be about 82 to 84 degrees. A little cool bubble out there over West Texas, so you take what you can get, and we have some rain that's causing that, and I think we're going to see a fairly active pattern, but again, it all kind of evolves around what happens with that cutoff system. How does that move through, or does it just kind of hang out for a couple of days and give us a decent amount of rain? We're going to see. It's far out, so we're not going to be able to get into that just yet, but it does look like storms for Thursday, possibly morning and evening, and then again on Friday. That's our main highlight over the next 7 days. All right, it's Tuesday. I guess it's time to go out and do some work, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I hope you have a productive and awesome Tuesday, or hey, if it's your day off, go ahead and be lazy and enjoy that as well. I will see you back here tomorrow. Looks like no afternoon updates from me today because we're not going to see any severe weather, but should we see that on Thursday or Friday, and we do have that low chance in the forecast, we'll be live and we'll be letting you know what's going on. I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day.